The big story at 5, the engine on an Amtrak train catches fire in Milwaukee. Robert Smith sent us this video of the flames shooting through the roof. Everyone on the train got out safely.
And we're going to hear from some of them in just a moment, but we begin with the fire itself. Julia Fellow begins our big story coverage. She is live on the scene. Julia.
And Mike and Carol, I spoke to one of those 51 passengers that was on board that Amtrak train bound from Chicago to Milwaukee that came to a stop as it drifted here at Barclay and Mineral behind me. They towed it away at this time, and it's at the Amtrak station in Milwaukee here, and it is now under investigation. But he tells me this was a scary situation, especially when all the passengers on board began to smell smoke. Cell phone video shows the crackling engine fire. The deputy fire chief says the conductor first tried to put out himself. It took at least 60 firefighters to bring it all under control, catching those on lunch break off guard.
A lot of smoke. I thought it was the building, black tar. I mean, it was real dark.
Ben Krause says the Amtrak ride that left Chicago at about 10:20 this morning was normal until the power suddenly shut off.
And the lights all shut down, and we just sort of drifted in silence. I didn't start getting nervous until they said to move to the back of the train.
He says passengers began to reach for the emergency exits.
The emergency exits would drop you off onto the train tracks probably 8 feet, so it didn't seem like a good idea to jump out of the tracks.
The deputy fire chief says they wanted to get passengers as far away from the fire as possible.
The biggest fear is just making sure we get everyone off the train and have them accounted for.
Firefighters switched from water to foam when they learned from the conductor the engine was carrying 5,000 gallons of diesel fuel.
And then when they started evacuating, it started to feel a little bit more urgent, and it took a little bit of, so it certainly got the heart rate going, and people were pretty anxious.
All 51 people on board were not injured. The estimated damage cost, according to the deputy fire chief, is at $500,000, and the exact cause of this train engine fire remains under investigation. Reporting live from Barclay and Mineral, Julia Fellow, today's TMJ4.
Julia, that's a pretty busy stretch of tracks. Did the fire have any impact on other rail traffic through that vicinity?
As you can see behind me, there's many other tracks that are still going through. It's not clear if they shut that one track down, but at that time there weren't any other train cars that were going through, thankfully. So this could have been an even more scarier situation.
Yeah, thank goodness nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
Julia, thank you very much.
Well,